always got beat up anyway because they weren't funny.
Yeah.
But you could just be a funny guy. You could really get yourself out of some sticky situations just by making people laugh.
It was kind of immunity from hassle if you were funny.
Yeah.
But you had to make the guys that would beat you up be fun. Who cares if the brains laugh? I care because they wouldn't let you copy their homework.
But the big dumb jocks that would have hit you, they were the ones, their fear was that you were going to embarrass them. So a lot of times, you're right, they wouldn't fuck with you because they knew you could make fun of them. And they just dummies.
And all you had to do was duty jokes, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Because they weren't smart enough to understand cleverness.
Make a fart sound. They thought you were a Pryor in 76.
Right. Here's a fart joke. Don't beat me.
How do you deal with some of these things Opie was saying? What?
Which subject?
Yeah, there was...
Pedophilia,
well,
I guess?
I look like a child molester. I know that. But I'm not.
Sorry, we didn't mean to laugh extra hard there, John.
God, you know, I'm not. But I go to children's movies alone, and I walk in and I say to the woman, "Yeah, one, please." And she'll say, "This is a children's movie," you know. And then I sit by myself and I see parents say, "Sit over here, move over here, away from me." So it'll be a crowded movie theater with empty seats around me, and I like kids. You know, I would be a terrible father because I'm too self-involved, but I'm a good uncle. Get you an abortion, get you out of jail.
Help you cop drugs, whatever you need.
You really
I'm the cool uncle.
You like children's movies and animation stuff?
No, not animation so much. I like just Benji.
Benji.
I'll go see the worst children's movie because I kind of like them, and I'm making a children's movie now next year, a terribly wonderful children's Christmas adventure called Fruitcake.
Oh no way!
Yeah, and all the kids are like John Waters characters.
Is it going to be something like the Cranks movie? Because that got me to laugh.
I didn't see that, but I hope so. If it got you to laugh, I hope it is like it.
When everything goes wrong at Christmas?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to talk about it because I haven't done it yet. It's bad luck to talk about.
Jimmy, I don't know how you sit there with an actual straight face and blurt out horrid movies.
I love it. There's nothing that makes me happier than when I see a fucking... I like Tim Allen more than... Steve Martin I used to love, but every time I see that smug face, I just want to
I think he was the best Oscar host in a way. He was really funny.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah, how to me the fucking best line in the Oscars was when after they show the montage of dead people, he said, "Coming up next, we're going to show you people who you thought were dead but aren't."
Yeah,
that was very funny.
That's the Gene Herschel Award, isn't it?
You know what?
Just an observation: when they do the death montage every year at the Oscars, it amazes me that some dead people get more applause than others. It's
more popular dead people.
This guy's more popular dead than the one prior to him.
Well, you know what they say: death sometimes a great career move. You get more famous when you die, which is a sad thing, but it's true.
Like Art Carney got it. Huge.
They've had Divine on the other year. He died on the Oscars, which I was really proud. They put him right in there.
Yeah.
Right as he started to eat the dog shit, too.
Wow.
They did. And it was so fast that I think, some of the older Academy members may have missed it when they were looking at Greer Garson.
Wow. Right.
So do you like his new movies or no? Because my best gal and I were watching, I was trying to show her the original Pink Panther.
Yeah.
Because the fact that he's redoing that.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
It's sinful for him to redo that.
They should remake the bad ones, like Ice Castles and things like that.
Give that another try.
Robbie Benson in that?
Yeah, but that was good. Had a blind figure
But you know what?
skater.
Yeah.
How funny would that be? Is one of these horrific movies, Leonard Part 6 or something, and they decide to remake it?
Yeah, they're the ones that can get better.
Right.
Why take the good ones?
Take the good ones, leave them
You can
alone.
only make them worse.
We think it's a sin. Like one of my favorite comedies is The In-Laws, and to remake that was like, what are you doing? It was all about Peter Falk and Grodin, not Grodin,
Alan Arkin.
Alan Arkin. Thank you. That made that movie. So why would you try to make that better? I don't get it.
Or reinvent ones that no one saw. Then that way, it's not a blasphemy or, the biggest flop of the year. They should look at the end of the year, what made the least money all year, the worst per-screen average of a Hollywood release, and remake it.
Remake it the next year.
And Spielberg is forced to try to, remake it.
Or only remake sequels. Like next year, they should do Rush Hour 3 again.
Yeah.
Just really fat
Gus
people
Van
in it.
Sant was great when he did Psycho. Remember, he made the exact reshot of every take.
Oh,
the same
yeah,
way. And he told me if it worked, he was going to do gay Psycho, lesbian Psycho, black Psycho, Spanish Psycho, which would have been great. But I do like the last one in a sequel. You know, part 8, when every bit of originality has been beaten out of it. Like the last airport one with Charo saying, "You misconstrue me." You know, sometimes it has moments.
Hey, at least George Kennedy worked himself up to pilot.
Yeah,
like that was he went from just the worker that had to dig a 707 out of off the runway, and then in the last one it was like, wait, George Kennedy's the pilot? He was in every single one of them.
He was the shovel guy.
Yeah, well, he got a promotion.
What was the Robert Reed movie where he plays a pilot and the plane is going up and there's something with the altitude or altimeter or whatever where he can't aim down, he can't steer it down, so it's just going to keep going up into the atmosphere?
I missed
into
that one.
space.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I really want to.
I love airplane crash movies. I'm really big on it. Like that's why I
Fearless?
want to be. Fearless is the best one, and Final Destination's pretty good too, and Alive is pretty good too.
Yeah.
Fearless, I thought was the best though
Yeah, me
because
too. Me
when
too.
there's a scene where the plane's going down and it's the shaking and he's looking out the window and the way they show the landscape, you're like, that is what it's like to be going down.
See, that's the most horrific thing is when they can really depict what you believe a real plane crash would be like in
I
a
was
movie.
on one. The only time it was ever really frightening, and it was horrible turbulence right before we landed, and the woman next to me grabbed the wrong drink, and I had vodka and ice, and she took a big gulp, and I went, "Oh my God, I'm an alcoholic!" And she was just like a huge sip of vodka, and I felt really bad for her. She completely freaked out, and I hope that didn't send her on a binge or something when she got off the plane. But she thought it was water because it looked like she had a glass of ice water and I had a glass of
She
vodka.
probably
and
took
she
a
hit the
huge
wrong one.
mouthful,
Big,
too.
straight vodka, and I felt really bad.
should
Well,
probably call
hopefully
the
we'll
sponsor.
die.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll just crash and die, and you won't have to worry
Exactly, you
about
won't have to start your day count over as we smash into this mountain or cornfield, whatever it is.
Are you really an alcoholic?
No, I'm not.
No,
But I'm
she
saying
was.
She
She was.
was. The woman next to me was.
I missed the
and
whole
she
story.
drank.
I thought you were mad.
No,
Oh, my God.
and she took a
Sorry.
big gulp of my drink, and then she said, "Oh my God, I'm an
an ass.
alcoholic."
Opie
I'm
thought
not.
that you said like you were mad
Thank
she drank your
God,
thing because
no.
you're
Yeah,
an
but that's
alcoholic.
funny too. Like, oh my God, what are you doing? I'm an alcoholic.
it. I thought you said you're okay, Spider.
No. You know, you're a...
But you said...
Do you like something about Mary? That was a
Yeah, I
good
do.
comedy.
Yeah.
Fucking very, very kind of mean-spirited to a certain
It
degree.
was,
which-
but the
I'm saying
load
that-
in the hair was like a thing.
Wonderful.
You know, we've all experienced, and but it looked
No, we
not
haven't.
completely real.
No, we haven't. What? Never jerked off doing a headstand
When you're young,
as a kid?
I'll be honest.
let me tell you, when you're
acrobat.
young, it must have happened.
I
course.
honestly, God, I've hit myself in the
He
eye.
came in with a bloodshot eye one day because he was jerking off
God.
and arced one right into his eyeball.
No exaggeration.
Well,
Not
at
on
least
purpose.
that's the official story.
Yeah, laying back, because whenever I whack my bag, my fucking feet point out like Christ on the cross, and I fucking smash myself right in the eye. That's a true story.
Surprise.
Well-
His name is Luca Brazzi.
That's the true story. Ass.
Amazing.
Yeah, you've had quite a career, man. It's very, very impressive. Did you like Travolta?
Sure, he was
doing the
great,
film?
and I sat there where he got and drag and the thing, and he was a lovely man, and the movie was made because he said yes, and he got a green lit because he said yes, and I think they did a great job. They reinvented the musical, which reinvented my movie and made it seem new and played it, but I thought they stuck to it. I was involved from the beginning, and now we're doing Crybaby. That's opening in San Diego, and then it opens on Broadway in March. So I'm trying to get them all out there. I'm trying to get Pink Flamingos to be a children's movie, a children's cartoon movie, just a battle of grossness, take the sex out. Female Trouble on Ice. I'd like to see that. I'd like to get them all out there working.
Are you surprised years later that the movie still has a life? And
I'm proud.
like when
that,
you made it, did you think like, all right, this is gonna be like a one-off, and I'm proud of it and everything? But
I made 3 fat girls a star. That's what I'm really proud of. And I always talk when it finally comes to the schools and everything. Finally, the drag queen can get the lead role in every high school. That didn't happen when I was young.
Do you? I mean, this is a stupid question, but if there's any movie that you could say like that you've seen that you could actually say like, wow, I did that. Like, is there any movie that you've seen made like, The Godfather, whatever, that you like that's a movie I wish I had made?
Well, no, because I write my own movies. So to me, the most fun of a movie is thinking it up. There's movies I love, but I'm never jealous of.
Oh, no,
other
not even
directors,
jealous. I just like, all right, what's the movie that you saw that you thought like that? What a brilliant piece that was. Or that would. Be
Well,
my
certainly
favorite.
David Lynch. I think certainly his career. I think Fassbinder. I think Todd Haynes. Todd Solance's movies I really, really like and think are funny and wicked and smart. But I don't want to make those movies. And I'm not jealous of them. But I really respect those directors. And
What was happening in The Lost Highway? Can you please tell tell me. I don't know. They were
He's
driving.
totally fixated
It's
on
all I
that.
think of is Robert Blake in The Lost Highway. It was such a good movie. It was so well shot. And then all of a sudden, fucking Robert Loggia's there, and they're driving down the side of the mountain. What the fuck happened? I was following this.
Maybe he just took acid, or anything could happen. Maybe he just got bored with the plot and thought, I think I'll fuck with you.
There are movies where I'm so into it, I'm sitting watching, and then all of a sudden maybe they start fading to black, and I go, "It's better be another scene. There better be," and then you see credits start rolling, and I go, "Get the fuck out of here! You're not doing this to me."
Here's what you hear when you hear credits. It's the most important moment. The moment when that credit roll starts. Have you ever heard a movie that doesn't have upbeat, loud music? Because that's the moment when you're walking out of the theater, when you say to your friend, if you liked it or not, that's when word of mouth begins. That 10 seconds is when they can get you to say, did you like it? Afterwards. So you've never heard a downbeat thing on the thing. It's like makes you feel good about yourself and you leave. So you can say, would you like it? Yeah, it was pretty good. And that's when word of mouth begins. The only thing you can't buy. And that's when it happens. By the time you get up from your seat to when you when you walk outside in the sun, that's when you've decided, did you like it or not?
Never even thought about that.
So those tail credits are really trying to influence you with that music.
That's really interesting.
I would love to see the end of a movie, though. Sometimes it's like, wait a minute, you left out the end. I have to think about this. But those are the movies that I will go to, like IMDb, and I'll go
so
on the
much
internet,
wrong information
and
on it.
I know.
Okay.
But like, I'll just go to try to read other people's interpretations of the movie and sit there and go, what did I miss? I had to miss them. I'm not this stupid. I sit there saying, I swear I'm not this stupid.
Well, you maybe didn't miss anything. You know, maybe that you're just so used to things that explain everything and hit you over the head with it that who cares? You don't even think about it. You forgot you saw it by the time you get to outside.
Yeah.
Aren't there movies like that you forget you saw them the next day?
You know what I like?
That's because you understood it so well you never think about it once.
The movie I liked a lot and just was reading other people's interpretations of it was Donnie Darko.
Yeah, that was
that's
a
a
movie
good
that
movie.
came back and became a cult hit.
Yeah,
and everything, you know.
Yeah, and it was like, what the fuck is happening in this movie?
Yeah, well,
makes you kind of watch it a few times, and it pisses you off a little bit.
I never saw it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I haven't seen that one either.
You know what I love that the critics hated, of course? It was I love at the end of Apocalypse Now, Marlon Brando and Martin Sheen in that room for a half hour, and Brando's just fucking rambling and bald and shot in the shadows because he's obese. Like, I love that part of the movie, and the critics.
Did you ever see him in The Island of Dr. Moreau?
I love the earpiece.
Yeah,
I
know.
I can remember.
That's when the director was afraid to say, Marlon, maybe that's not a good decision. And he never said anything. So Marlon just went crazy.
Didn't he just have an earpiece and they were just saying his lines and he would repeat them after someone read them into an earpiece?
Some of the outfits and some of the things he did was ad-libbing that I think was the director didn't have the nerve to say no.
No, stick to the script, fatty.
And so it went insane.
Well, he wouldn't allow Frank Oz to direct him in that movie with Ed Norton and De Niro. He would the score. He would only let De Niro direct him. He was torturing Frank Oz, calling him Miss Piggy. There's a ball you that you can't control me.
Try not to hire. It's hard enough to make a movie without that.
Yeah, he's just being a real douche.
That's nasty.
Yeah.
He was just being Brando.
Oh, fatty.
Very good.
Did you have anything?
All right, sir.
Wait, is she shy over there?
Yeah, because she loves John Waters, and she was going to ask a question, but she's like,
Ask a question. Don't be shy.
I'm too scared.
Don't be scared.
I'm scared.
Just ask John Waters a question.
One question.
He doesn't bite.
And then I have to go home.
She's scared of you too, by the way.
How did you get Divine to eat shit?
He asked that already.
I know she knows that. She's smashing me.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I think that we were all on marijuana, to be honest. Is not when we filmed it, when I thought it up, when he said yes, and later that evening he got on marijuana, and you know the famous story. He called the hospital because he was afraid and said, my son is retarded and just ate dog shit. What do